Assalamualaikum and hello. Today we will talk about first lab introduction to FMS Kholler CIM03 for the subject flexible manufacturing system. So our group is S2/1 #5. So my name is Muhammad Razim bin Razali and my members is Muhammad Ammar Rafiki bin Rosli and Muhammad Shukran Afiq bin Abdul Aziz. Okay. So for the introduction to FMS Kholler, the learning outcome for the first lab is to describe the general system operation of an advanced manufacturing system, equipment or computer integrated manufacturing (CIM). Next is to identify the main section of FMS Kholler CIM03 and explain their respective functions in general. For the third learning outcome that will be gained in this lab is to explain the system operation sequence of FMS Kholler. And the final learning outcome is demonstrate basic competency in using PLC software. In this first lab, we will use the CX programmer software to mimic the general operation of a material handling system. Alright. For next, the equipment apparatus, FMS Kholler, and Omron CX programmer. So the procedure of the first lab is the figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 and figure 4 illustrate the system layout of FMS Kholler. So we need to discuss and identify the each main of the equipment and explain its respective function by general. Next is by referring to figure 3 and figure 4, we will explain how the FMS Kholler will be operate. Okay. So the introduction, the flexible manufacturing system is the system offer the sophisticated solution for educating and training students in the principle and technologies of computer integrated manufacturing (CIM). FMS Kholler CIM03 is a modular and flexible system that has several key components. So the automated storage and retrieval ASRS, 2 automated workstation, CNC milling and lathe, and 2 6-axis robotic arm, and the vision system to scan the defect, and the continuous loop conveyor. This means we have a counter to analyze the system. So this is the automatic storage retrieval subsystem, material handling subsystem, endless plain chain conveyor units, conveying pallet, stopper locator unit, flexible manufacturing subsystem, CNC milling machines, CNC turning machines, articulate robot controller, inspection subsystem, vision system camera, and then center control subsystem. So for the first figure, as we can see, the ASRS stations will convey the jig to the CNC milling machines. Next, the part magazine loader will milling the jig, and the linear robot will take the jig, the raw material, and deliver to the CNC lathe machine to make a lathe process. Then next is the vision sensor will detect the defect product, and then we will separate it to another bin, and then the process will be in the closed loop. So here the diagram of the control system setup. Alright, next, Shukran will explain the figure 3 and figure 4.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shukran Afiq bin Abdul Aziz. Okay, today I will explain about this lab, figure 2, the FMS Kholler CIM03 control system setup. As you can see in the figure 2 shows the FMS Kholler CIM03 control system entirely. Figure 2 depicts how all of the entire system were linked to all of the FMS system to monitor the entire system. The Kholler CIM03 control system setup and SCADA were utilized. Figure 2 depicts the FMS Kholler CIM03 control system in its entirely to be monitored and managed. All the station and parts are connected to the master PLC. Okay, I will explain the figure 3. I'll explain the flow of this process that occur at all the 5 stations in this diagram. Previously, ID was shown as an RFID scanner that will read the barcode on the jig. Meanwhile, the PX denotes an inductive proximity sensor that will detect the pallet position. The jig is first loaded into the conveyor from the ASRS station. The pallet will be detected by the PX1 and moved into PX2. When the pallet is delivered, PX2 will detect it and bring it to a halt. And then the robot arm will next choose and install the jig into the CNC milling machine. Starting the milling operation, after the procedure has been completed, the robot arm will pick it up and return it to the conveyor. The pallet will be detected by PX2 and sent to PX3. When the pallet arrives at PX3, the robot will pick up and install the jig into CNC lathe machine into the CNC lathe station, starting the lathe operation. After the procedure has been completed, the final product will be picked up by the robot arm and placed back on the conveyor. The stopper will open after the PX3 detects the pallet, and the pallet will be pushed into PX4 where the vision sensor station is placed. Okay, after it's arrived at PX4, the vision sensor station will inspect the finished product for quality before sending it to PX5. The jig will then be sent to PX5, and once there, the counter station will begin counting the finishing product until it reaches a count of 5. Finally, the pallet will return to the ASRS station for restoration. Okay. For figure 4, we will show you the system operation flow chart for the FMS Kholler control system. The flowchart will display the data that will be flowing in the system to show the decision that is made to control the event when the machine is operating. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Amar Rafiki bin Rosli. Okay, for the system, first of all, the software that we use to fulfill the task is CX Programmer. All the component part in the CX Programmer will use to run the simulation of FMS Kholler CIM03. Okay, for the ASRS station, when the push button were pressed, the output Q100.00 will energize. When the output Q100.00 energize, the conveyor motor will turn on. The system for conveyor motor will be implement the interlock system, which is the conveyor will keep moving until the ASRS full. Okay, for the CNC milling station, next part is when the jig will convey below the sensor PX1, the RFID will scan the code of the jig. When the jig will scan, the stopper automatically open. Okay, this CNC sensor station, based on the output, the SRS, the current will flow at the sensor PX2, but it needed raw material to convey below it. RFID will scan the raw material and make the stopper close. Okay, for the vision sensor, it will detect the defect motor. Okay, for the next, the system will continuously will be do the same. Okay, that's all for me.